Greetings, teens. This is your recap for decision 2. Now, I've listened to your feedback and I'm giving you a lot more graphics this time. I've posted them on a website. You can jump there. And if you don't want my analysis, you can just use the website address and go to the gallery and the second link. I'll show you that in a second. And you can do all your own analysis looking at all of the graphics that I put together for decision 2. Some of these you have and some you don't because I compare teams and model lines in a very complex way that'll make your decisions easier. I also got feedback that you'd like more specific depth on some of the things that happened. So I'll give you a couple examples by looking at a couple of the teams here. Decision 2 is very interesting. If you'll remember, blue, green, and red were just neck and neck within a point apiece. And now, as usual, decision 2 with customer reactions, more engineering, and more financials, as well as competitive bump against each other. Red took, green jumped into first place above green. They swapped places, but not too bad. Blue took a big plunge down to fourth. And we could look at that a little. Purple leveled off. They still have the same problems as they did with their loan and cash flow, but they fixed image's price, but didn't fix marketing. They fixed the price. Engineering is not too bad, but you'll see marketing is a real problem for Purple and Image, where they're doing great financially and everything else. So without further ado, let me share my screen and let me see if I can find the website on this. Get down here. Okay, hopefully you can see that. This is biz485.com. This is a site I set up to help out. This homepage is just a lot of tips and how to run the sim and your checklists and some frequent questions and a video that's of all the other teams talking from I don't know, last year or something. But anyway, let's go to right here. This is all recent, the more recent things, and then I archive them below there. But this is results images decision 2, July 24. This is us. This is our gallery. So we'll jump down here and just go through some of these like we did last time, but you'll see there's a lot more. I have questions about what happens with each group on orders. I now have many more financials in terms of, I don't know if you can hear that, probably have a filter on, but we're in the middle of a lightning storm right now here up in the northern mountains of Arizona. Anyway, so you can go to this site, click on that second link there, and open these, download them, take screenshots of whatever you want that's relevant to your team, because there's a huge amount of financials for each line, lost orders over inventory, and our usual really most important slide, which is the EBIT compared to lost lost orders over inventory. That's really what can I move this out of the way here? Let me get this out of the way. Okay, my image there was showing. So let's get down here to the nitty gritty here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any of these, but just kind of highlight a couple of things. You can see, let's just take Purple first as the last place team. And again, they didn't do that. They did better than anyone in low costs. They did not do bad at all in family. And usually what you see by decision 2 or even 3, that family and image are our cash cows. And the new investments, but that eat up our money, cash fast, are low cost and eco. So we have to be careful with both of those. Why did red suddenly jump over green in this? Well, you can see what happened here, especially in low cost. Red stopped the bleeding here, unlike Purple, who actually jumped into positive EBIT territory. Congratulations, Purple. Red didn't quite break it, but they're still really good. They didn't have this bloodbath and loss of yellow, green, and blue. So that's one of the main reasons that red and green made a swap here. You can also see that everyone except Purple did really good in image. And there were two problems that I can see, and you'll see that in the financials, but you can also look at your own. There's a lot of financials about image, lost orders, and engineering, marketing, what have you. You'll see that when we get to kind of the cost and what's driving the cost and what's driving the orders, Purple did a good job in image of fixing the price. They were overpriced and had no orders. This time they had a capacity problem. We'll see that in lost orders over inventory. But everyone said, okay, capacity, what do I do? Invest in CapEx? Yes, you can't just go depreciation. You have to look at your forecast. CapEx's unit, that unit times your expected number of sales have to equal your capacity. So you may have to have more investment in CapEx than depreciation if you're not making enough and you're selling them. That's not Purple's problem. If you look at Purple Boss Orders, then you look at what's going on in image and detail with them in the financials, you'll see that their engineering is fine. They're better than anyone else in engineering. You're trying to hit about 100%, not 80% and not 200%. You're trying to hit around 100. That means you're matching your customers' needs. But on those sliders you'll see in marketing, they just got destroyed. So they had everything all lined up well in image like everybody else, except that they did not get the marketing sliders right. So that's something. Also, there's another thing with Purple. I think you may be having some trouble getting your team together, meeting, coordinating, and all that because everybody looked at the sim was run, and thank you all for validating by late Friday, early Saturday morning. Everybody got done. There was one kind of dragging team, it wasn't Purple, and got it Saturday morning. But by Sunday afternoon, and now where I'm doing this, finishing this recap up after going through all the financials all day, um, Purple had not even looked at the results yet. The team had not signed in to the sim yet. So we got to engage. We got to jump in early and care about it because the whole rest of your grade and the whole rest of your class really relates to this sim. Your papers, everything. In fact, when you take a look at all these graphics that we put down here, and this is our rankings first, second, third in the major, the major categories. And of course, when you're on the sim and you're looking at your individual results, let's see if I can find this. It must be right around here somewhere, right? If we wanted to go to, let's see, if we wanted to go to universe management, and let's go down to any team. Let's visit our leader, the red team. I just want to make sure you remember you can do this, that as you look at, this is CO2, but up here you have sales revenue, ROAS, the 6 indicators. So you can kind of look at, especially ROAS and retained earnings are very important. So is EBIT. So you can see who did well and why because of kind of the numbers, but also be careful to check these indexes. These are clickable. Some people don't even know that. Look at your gas prices for the next period. What's going to happen? They're kind of flat. So maybe image won't do too bad. If they're like way up here, what's going to happen to image with gas prices? Yeah. Look at the PCI. Our production costs going up and or down. Oh boy, look at that. From here to here to here, production costs are going way, way up. So that says be careful with your plan investment, employee morale, etc. And then the business, how is the business world going to do? Well, not too bad. So we got a pretty steady growth in business, growth in alliance going on. So that's important to look at those indices. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that you can look at all these different indicators, not this one, or not just that one on the front page. So, all right, let's jump back to our charts. This is just to show you that everyone's really close again. When you look at the final points, obviously, if you're in first place more times than on all 6 of the things, you'll get 6 points and you'll have a flywheel started. And that's very true of red here. If red had been up here with everyone else, they'd have a flywheel going because the only thing they're really having a problem in here is eco, right? Yes, is eco. This is eco here. Yeah, eco, red's taking a bath and it's eating a lot of what they got here and a lot of what they got here. So their EBIT is still doing good, but if they could be careful with their investments in eco, I know it's a main strategy for everybody, but it's also a quickly growing, but a very quickly eating up resources line, eco is. It is not a cash cow like family is supposed to be. And the only one really capitalizing on the family cash cow is Purple, and there's only a little bit. Sometimes in some universes, we see a lot of this and a lot of family, and then these are a little bit lower because they're able to reinvest there. But so then we have obviously the crossover results there where red jumped ahead of green and then blue. We're wondering what happened. Why did you jump so low? Well, if you look back at what are the points, you know, you're saying, oh, blue, what'd you do? It's, you know, 20 versus 21 versus 24. So they're very close, those last three. But if it crossed past green, where green and red were kind of neck and neck, this was like 15, 16, and 17. So blue definitely got crushed in ROS and ARE. They were last on their financials, so they ate up their cash flow and yet did really good in revenue and really good in CO2 emissions. So um, the share value and all this follows, and morale also follows the financials. So red always has been really good in the financials, as have green, right? Yeah, green. Green and red did really good in the financials. These were kind of between 1 and 2 on ROS and ARB, which are the two most important indicators. Let's see, let's get back to this. Um, Eco, I said, was a problem. I'm putting some of these in just for you to take a look at so you can see what happened with capacity, what happened with investment in the different lines, especially eco and low cost, because those are one that a lot of people got kind of killed in. Um, this is another eco sort of looking what happened with eco, and you can copy these charts and see what happened with each of the teams. But it's showing basically what was the facility capacity over here on the right, and then what was going on with your unit cost, what was driving your unit costs, and which team did real good and not as good in eco. So I remember I said red got kind of shot in eco there. Look at red here and red here. Now, not too bad here. Don't worry about the learning curve. That's something totally different. All right, now let's jump up here to some financials on eco. So I'm just focusing a little on eco because, let me get this image out of the way, because eco is really important in terms of engineering, effective marketing appeal, and that kind of stuff. So we're looking at percent of period 4 here. So it's how much is there a change from the periods, but we're looking at, did it go up, did it go down, and how was the marketing appeal? So if you look at purple in eco, this kind of says, well, nobody did really good in eco, but purple kind of got crushed, but not as bad as blue. So where's blue at? Yeah, see, blue is like 310% of marketing appeal. So spending a whole lot of money on marketing, but not getting the sales. So that's our LOI. We'll see that in lost orders over inventory. And then that ties back to EBIT, why the EBITs are being crushed there. So, but it's really the EBIT that is putting the places here on eco that's killing everybody with eco. Let me find EBIT. Okay, look at what's going on with the EBITs here. Let's see if red is less worse. Well, see, look at red and green there. I remember I said they were both doing pretty good on the financials. They're both got the least amount of bleeding, but look at purple. Or I mean, yeah, look at purple compared to the total. So purple and how is yellow? Yeah, yellow also did. So everybody's really getting destroyed in eco. Let's get over here. This is family capacity used. So you can see red is using the capacity that they have. And you can look at all of these yourself. What are this family now? But these are all family here. So you can see the volume of orders, the effective engineering and effective marketing. And we'll look at that with purple too, because that's really important. And if you generally look at family where everybody did kind of terrible except red, green, and purple almost broke into positive. So you're looking like where's red, green, and purple in terms of volume of orders going up or being stable in the middle compared to their capacity. So yellow and blue, this I think this is yellow and blue. Yes, yellow and blue, if you look at EBIT compared to orders, yellow and blue had the biggest problem there. Where is this at? Where are we at now? Okay, now we're back into lost order inventory. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Remember, we're trying to stay as close to zero as possible. 3 teams nailed this absolutely. Yellow, green, and blue did fantastic. Red did not do too bad. They have a little bit of inventory building. in image, which is not bad. But what happened with purple is they lowered their price down to, I think, from 250 to 150. So they got their price underlined, order an image, but their lost over inventory killed them because they did not have the production capacity, nor did they have the marketing. So they didn't drive the orders and the production wasn't there. So you have nobody's really getting lost orders in image. That's probably why, although in image, of course, the EBIT was crushed by in purple, but that's because this is the inventory build here. Lost orders are down here below the water where nobody had lost orders, which means they had plenty of sales and capacity. You did great on the capacity in image because everybody knows it's going to be a winner for them. And I think blue did the best actually. Yeah, blue did really well in image. So let me see if I can figure out where I was on this. Okay, this is again, oh, this is low cost. Yeah, low cost, purple and red. Purple and red we're looking at. Why are they paired? Because they both did really good and everybody else got crushed. Well, here's our unit cost and low cost. Here's the whole answer right here. You can come back to these slides, copy them, and use them in all your papers, your final papers, etc. But this is why you're seeing that when you look at the EBIT on low cost, what's driving the cost there, that purple is actually positive and red is close. So that's kind of the both number one and number two, even though it's the number one and number five teams, they're doing great in low cost, which is unusual at this decision. It takes a lot of terms to get to that point. And then if you look at the other three, blue, yellow, and blue, yellow, and green. Look at blue, yellow, and green in terms of effective engineering, and then facility capacity. You can see that the two of the teams forget the learning curve, but that's I can explain that later, but that's not important right now. That's more toward decision 4 and 5. So as you're approaching decision 3, purple has to really look at the marketing. The engineering's not too bad in image, but their marketing is a huge problem. And let me see, where are we at with this? Look at some financials in low cost. Because purple did so well in low cost, I'm going to look at some of these numbers. Engineering appeal and low cost. It's interesting that purple is low in engineering but high in marketing. It's the other way around in image. This is absolutely swapped. There's no marketing appeal for purple in image, but low cost is doing great. So purple has broken into positive territory in low cost. This could be a great line for them. Not giving you hints that nobody else is getting, but since you're last, you can take a close look at this and then compare it to your inventory and then your EBIT. Look at this. We jumped into positive territory with the EBIT here. And who got killed in low cost? Was it blue? I think blue took a crash there. Where's blue? Yeah, 1500 and 1500. So blue and yellow both took a hit in EBIT. Let me see what else we got going on here. Okay, we already looked at low cost. Lost orders over inventory. We looked at low cost. We already looked at EBIT and low cost, and we know red and purple are doing great there. Effective engineering in image. I'll look at the financials for image. Now you guys can look at this and you can see what's going on with engineering and cost. Look at this is price here. This is where purple overpriced and then dropped back down on there with number 1 there. Image. This is what I wanted. I wanted image. Yes. Okay. Okay, look at the marketing appeals. We're trying to hit around 100% at least the other period. And, we don't want to drop below 95, 94. You get into the 80s, 70s, 60s, and you're going to have issues. So this is what's going on with image and purple, why everybody else is making money. Purple's doing great in the other lines, but just look at this top line then, and then take a look at how it affects EBIT. Everybody else is positive, But this isn't just capacity, CapEx, and investment. It's how effective is their engineering, which is 85%, and how effective especially is their marketing, which is 52%. So the marketing and image is a real issue. Those are the sliders in marketing for Purple. And everything else is doing real well. The costs are doing real well there, and a lot of the other aspects are doing great. So let's see, where are we here? Jump over to here. So yeah, we can see what happened with the crossover there with EBIT and image. And green and blue are doing real great in image still. Everybody's really doing great. I thought something happened to red, right, with their EBIT? Yeah, that's, you can see there's an issue with red and EBIT, and indeed red and purple are the two that had the most problems with image. All right, we looked at image there. We looked at, all right, what are we doing here? EBIT, that orders volume of the family. I want to look at the financials over there of, we can find them of family. Okay, here's family. Family is always an issue because it's fast growing, but it's, you know, it's a cash cow. And what's interesting is that blue and yellow had a problem. We were wondering, why did blue come and kind of drop way down when blue was doing so good? Well, low cost in family, and especially eco, blue got destroyed in eco. So look at these numbers on eco, but family, they also were the lowest of the group here in the family numbers. So let's see if we can find blue here. You can see their demand is not too bad. Their share of market is not too bad. EBIT is terrible. So what's going on with Rose? Let's see. Yeah, Rose is really way down there too. So we've got to take a look at what are they doing in their unit production and then their inventory. They're having an inventory problem. Green is building a bunch of inventory in family, and green is not doing too bad. Oh yeah, we're out of inventory basically in blue and yellow for family. So where is the, well, we've got to get back and look at CapEx for them too. Consumption's not too bad. Gross profit's not too bad, so it's really below the line. Unit costs are not too far off on anybody. Capacity used per period is pretty good. See, everybody did really good on loss order over inventory. Everybody did pretty good on capacity this time, but everybody is building inventory in the two big problems, which are low cost and eco. And purple needs to just get going on image. But they also are doing so well on family and eco. I'm telling, well, actually, nobody's doing good in eco, but on family and low cost, purple, I got to tell you, by decision 3, 4, 5, you could really be up there as well as you're doing in low cost and family, because those are important strategies for the last decisions. And you just got to fix image in terms of what you're doing with marketing. And blue can get right back up easily. So, all right, I think we've covered pretty much everything we need to in terms of all those price curves are amazing in eco, aren't they? I thought yellow, yeah, yellow did good in orders on eco, but everybody's just being destroyed on the finances. Marketing effectiveness. I guess the biggest opportunity in eco is probably green. Yeah, green is doing well in terms of engineering. They're obviously going after eco. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, green has got a pretty good eco strategy going on, and they just popped up there in terms of their EBIT. So green is definitely not lost. And look, purple's not doing too bad either. In fact, purple's at the top. If you have this, if you go to the graphs on low cost on this, you'll see purple's at the top of that too. So anyway, that's all I want to do with kind of going over some of these because I'm giving you a lot more data. These you can use in your all your papers, assignments, final presentations. If the questions are, how'd you do, why'd you do it? And these are really the answers. You can look more in detail over the financials. The financials have a lot of detail like this in terms of analyzing what happened with emissions, what happens with my EBIT and gross profit, what's going on with the cost of non-quality and our sales over demand percent. And that really drives what's happening with our lost overs over inventory, our demand versus our sales. And I mean, this yellow stands out here, obviously. And if you look at family EBIT, yeah, yellow is second worst to blue. Let me see what blue is. Yeah, blue is even there with yellow. And then that's interesting. Yeah, red did not do too bad at all. That's amazing. At this early in the game that they're still doing good in that in EBIT. Anyway, I'm just kind of looking at these numbers for the first time myself. I put all these together and then tried to match them to the curves to see what was going on with lost overs over inventory. And that's what I spend 99% of my time on when I look at this to see what's differentiating is comparing lost overs over inventory to EBIT. That really is the kind of the key. Let's see if I can get this. Stop the sharing. Come back up here. Where are we at? I got my Coach T hat on. All right, let's get this put together and get it finished so I can get it out to you by Monday. This is late Sunday night. So again, thank you for validating on time, for your participation, all your hard work. And this should help you with decision 3. Please try to validate again Friday late if you can, no later than Saturday morning, so that we can run the sim again for the 3rd decision and see how this progresses. And the videos, there's a video that's made for before decision 2, 3, 4, and especially 5, the last decision, week 7. There are a lot of cheats and hints you can do and use for that final decision that will jump you way up high with just a few adjustments. So we're at the stage now where there's no major slider adjustments and you have your white market line. So look at that white market line and say, what can I do with engineering and marketing, especially marketing for Purple Team, where you're doing real good on a lot of the financials and other things, but you're getting killed in the one profitable line of image right now. And luckily gas prices aren't going up. Sometimes if they jump real high, images kill that next, and that might be in decision 4, I don't know. But in the next, every universe is different. So anyway, just let's keep an eye on that, and I will see you back in class. Look in the announcements and instructor added discussions. I'm going to be adding individual slides the rest of the week of what happened and what might happen prospectively in decision 3. In the discussion questions and in the answers, and giving you opportunities to participate, but just a couple of sentences of answering what you think about one of the graphics. So do go to the website, business4us485.com, and copy any of these you want. If you're the financial person in your team, do a little analysis of your own and then your closest competitor. You can look at the best team and kind of, if you're close, saying, what are they doing? How can we emulate it? Look at the worst teams that are having problems in a certain area and say, how can we avoid that problem and maybe jump up a little? So, but look at that, especially that EBIT graph, because it really does show you what decisions in those sliders can be changed without a lot of time and meeting and taking. I know everybody's working hard on we have working folks in the class. So again, thanks a lot for taking the time, and we'll see you back in the classroom.